Guys, there's actually a video I wanted to watch with y'all. I was scrolling my YouTube feed a little bit and I saw something that looked very, very interesting. Honest game trailers, WoW, Wrath of the Lich King. And I'm sure this is gonna be a very, very good video, okay? So I really wanted to see it. It's an honest trailer about Wrath, and then let's see what this is, guys, okay?
From a company that used to be one of the most trusted names in gaming, that now is eating up its own legacy faster than a fat kid with a cake, comes a re-release of the most highly regarded expansions to World of Warcraft, hot off the presses and ready to screw up all your fond memories of playing it 14 years ago. Which might as well be the Blizzard Company motto at this point. World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King.
Okay.
Log in to the wilds of frozen Northrend, a new continent they just plopped onto the top of the old world map, where you'll ride around on mammoths, make friends with walrus men, ice giants, 400 dragons, and even uglier murlocs, as you dress up like a Norse hobo with an FF-sized weapon, and wallow in Warcraft 3 nostalgia as you visit all the places where Arthas made bad decisions that led him to becoming the edgiest lord in the land. Then take in the sights with new zones like icy plains, icy beaches, icy mountains, icy castles.
Okay, I feel like this video has a little bit of an agenda, okay? WoW is great. I'm really liking Wrath, alright?
Troll place, but spooky. Ungoro Crater 2. And Skyrim, while it slowly dawns on you that you have another 10 levels to grind out that are all like 2 million XP. As you return back to the usual WoW business of killing 15 of a thing and picking up 8 of another, in a shiny new coat of paint slapped on a game design that 90% of players merely tolerate to get to the end game. And if you're lucky enough to be on a big server, you might just get to wait in an 8-hour queue for it. Discover your inner darkness as you roll up WoW's first brand new class since launch, the Death Knight. A spooky paladin with more teenage angst than you can shake a Frostmourne at, who joined up to fight with the Horde in Alliance because they suddenly realized that the evil Lich King might not be such a nice guy, and who use a rune-based ability system that deals a ridiculous level of damage and self-healing that basically makes them warlocks that can tank, which would be absurdly overpowered if they hadn't also broken just about every other class, and who start at level 55.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, okay, Wrath is actually balanced, okay? Most classes do feel very fun and intuitive to play, okay? And that's a factual fact, all right? It actually is like a pretty thing.
Almost ensuring that like half of the people who play them are hot garbage at it, making them the premier class for pulling 4 packs at once in a dungeon, dying instantly, and then getting mad about it. I mean, you gotta give it to him though. Putting Corpse Explosion in WoW was a pretty good idea.
It's a broken ability.
Experience the many quality of life improvements Wrath brings to the table, with minor tweaks that eliminate downtime or free up bag space, and larger changes like making the entire game easier than doing a hit in an old folks home. As even healing specs blast through quests and solo elites like they're nothing, and dungeons become speedruns where you'll never even stop to drink a pay.
They actually are, okay? Listen, I really, I've said this before, but I hope they do something with that Wrath Plus dungeon thing. Like Heroic Plus, I really think it could be super fun with like harder versions of the dungeons. It could be really fun trying to do like an Utgard Keep +5 or a +10 with like a few rewards or something like that. Heck, I don't even care too much about the rewards. I just think it could be like a fun challenge to do, right? It could be interesting having like actual challenging dungeon like in Wrath, right? That could be really dope.
That's only amplified when you get to heroics and realize you can face roll them in your questing greens.
Yeah,
and once you're raid geared, they become an actual joke.
They are.
A difficulty shift which carries on to the initial raids, most of which are just a guy in a room with like 2 mechanics that you can be in and out of in under 20 minutes. With the exception of Nax.
It's not Mythic Plus, there's no scaling difficulty. How do you know that? We're talking about a feature they haven't even released yet. How can you know that there's no scaling difficulty? We don't even know if it's coming out yet. I mean, we don't know. They haven't released it. But because they say so, will they say a lot of things? Okay. I don't think we can really assume how it's gonna be like before it comes out. You know, like we don't know. We don't know how it's gonna be like because it's not released yet, right?
Which they lifted directly out of the end of Classic and barely changed, meaning you can get most of it done by grabbing a bunch of idiots out of LFG, making the in-game rating experience much more accessible to the returning WoW player who developed an actual life in the intervening decade, but also made hardcore rating feel like trying to be hardcore about tic-tac-toe, which still won't stop people from taking a week off work to be world first for something that thousands of people cleared 14 years ago. Because at the end of the day, nothing has changed from then and now. Well, maybe except for the kids you're neglecting to raid. Why are they crying? I already fed them once today.
Okay,
Immerse yourself in the true genius of the new expansion, the achievement system. As WoW finally finds a way to reward you for all the dumb completionist stuff they had in there already.
Okay, so there's one... Sorry for pausing. There's one question, though, I have in mind. There's a lot of these, like, Wrath Classic players that there's, like... They're farming achievements, building up their characters, but then they're, like... I don't know. Like, and then they're not excited about Kata, right? Because the whole achievement thing is, like, you're investing into your character. And then Kata comes out, everybody's gonna quit. I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see if they do Kata Classic. I guess we'll see what they do afterwards, right? This will seem more like a trashing of the game instead of a joke. It's like very dark humor, I guess, right?
Like exploring the entire map, getting all the pets, or doing everything related to fishing.
Kata had nothing to do with Classic. I do think I will agree with Kata is where the game changed very drastically. So in terms of like classic games, it's very different. I don't necessarily think Cataclysm is bad though. I don't. I did quit back in Cataclysm, but that's because I quit playing video games for a little while back when Kata came out. I actually I got a life, like in real life. I had like friends that I hung out with. I didn't play games. It was weird, but that was when I quit. But I didn't quit Kata because I was bored. I was just doing IRL things, really, right? I really don't think it would be a bad thing to. I don't know. I'm not like super against Kata Classic really, but I know some people are for sure.
Making it much easier to justify spending your entire day in the video game than ever before. Because instead of just dicking around, you're now working your way towards a title or a special mount.
I love humor like this. Doesn't mean the game is bad. It's just making fun of things. Yeah, I think people just take things way too seriously. It's just a fun meme, you know?
A system that will get the good brain juices flowing whenever you see a new badge flash up, but that hides...
Okay, you... Listen. Oh my god, I'm pausing so much. You can hear that he's trashing the game, but... A lot of the stuff that he says, there is truth to a lot of it, right? Not that that doesn't make the game bad. That doesn't mean that the game is horrible, but there's truth to a lot of the stuff that he's saying. There is.
A powerful shame when you actually think about the hours you spent to look like an off-brand Dora.
¡Yo soy Dora! ¡La hija, no la mamá!
What the?
So reach for those heirloom shoulders and get ready to renew your sub for a look at what is arguably the high point in the long history of WoW, despite the fact that they made it playable by letting a live salmon thrash around on top of your keyboard. Because at the end of the day, WoW isn't really about the difficulty, it's about the friends you made along the way.
It is!
Nah, just kidding. It's about how high you can get those parse numbers to go. Always remember, the bigger numbers, the better the person.
Yeah.
Starring the Bisc-geared warrior that's still 2k DPS below the warlock, the disc priest who bubbles the whole party and then literally falls asleep, the rogue hitting like a down pillow because he doesn't have fan of knives yet, the warlock who has never heard of a thread meter, the holy paladin that can't get over their spec not being terrible anymore, the shaman who spends all day knocking people off ledges and Eye of the Storm,
True.
that one guy who's still playing Pharaoh Druid, the mage who dies every pull, the hunter whose pet name might be racist but you're not sure, the Death Knight that absolutely won't be stopped for any reason, and Diabetes, Wrath of the High Ping. Did you know Wrath is the most positive depiction of living in the sewers since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. What time is it? It's epic voicing time. Woohoo! I'm not too scared. to play Silent Hill.
Okay.
Wet kisses are a plague amongst the holidays.
Okay.
You'll never have more fun trying to install the expanded mod on your mobile device. I can't believe we haven't made an honest trailer of Stardew Valley yet.
Okay. Good video though. Good video, man. A lot of people don't like this. I feel like it's one of those videos where like it makes fun of the things that you know exist, but you just don't really want to like, you don't want to think about it like that. I don't think it means that the game is bad. It's just finding a lot of humor in the things that are like everybody knows kind of is there, right? And I think that's pretty dope. When life hands you lemons, it's time to eliminate. Oh my god. The experience can only be truly achieved if my CPU and graphics card were 15 years older. That's what made it hard mode. Not seeing an ice giant walking towards you until it's halfway down that foggy because your computer sucks really tried the two Wrath experience together. He might be the edgiest of lords, but the Warcraft 3 and end cutscene where he puts the Helm of Domination for the first time was still epic. That is true. That is true. Fun fact, there's an Easter egg about the Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah, there is actually. You can find them right down here. Let me show you all. I think they're right over here. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, like little Ninja Turtles, man. It's pretty dope.